All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, February 13th, set today by Pascal. Let's see what the Dawn has for us. Beetle, to raise the spirit of driver ultimately. Well, driver ultimately sounds like the letter R. So then the definition would be beetle, insect, but doesn't end in R, unfortunately. What's to raise the spirit of? That could be cheer. No, I don't see that. Let's try the downs. Oh, a funny old grid. Man dropped to ground, meeting monarch once. I'm thinking monarch once could be a former king or queen of England. And meeting sounds like wordplay, so maybe it's a man's name. Dropped to ground. Oh, could be fell. Meeting, yeah, could monarch once be OW? That would give us a fellow, would be a man. I do like that, but I just can't see how OW is monarch once. No. Alert, ligament is torn. Well, ligament is 10 letters. So I'm thinking we have an anagram. Very foolishly, I'm going to try the anagram helper with no letters. And so it should mean alert. Yes, we have a signal in there. Let me try and get close to signal. Yeah, so signal. I think we have time. A time signal might be. Do I know that phrase? A time signal? Maybe like on a quiz show when they come to the end of a round, there's a time signal. I think that's what it is. All right, one starting to ask for money, wicked type heading off. Yeah, I don't know where I mean, heading off definitely sounds like wordplay. We remove the heading of a wicked type. That could be like a devil without the D, or an imp. But then the definition, is it one or one starting like a beginner? To ask, oh yeah, to ask for money. Yes, is to beg. All right, I backed into that one. And yes, a wicked type is a sinner. Without its heading is an inner. So there we go. Certain amount of energy, then play around. Not then play on, Fleetwood Mac. Then play around. Is it going to be something to do with golf? Certain amount of energy. Oh, it could be one of the units of energy. What is that? A joule or a newton? Oh, maybe Newton. I'm wondering. No, it's 8 letters. Sorry. No, I don't get it. All right, let's go back to the acrosses. Dog given drink after broadcast. Where's the definition? I mean, drink after broadcast, but then given, I suppose it could just be a linking word. But it does sound like a word play, something for dog followed by something for drink. No. Walk unsteadily with somewhat odd legs. Could it be the odd letters of somewhat? No, SMWA. Odd legs, LNG. Yeah, I don't get that one either. Opposition of French chap preparing for the match. Well, I wonder if it could be chap preparing for the match. Might be something like a bridegroom. Oh, maybe opposition of French. What's the French word for opposition? L'opposition. French chap. Home. No, I don't see that. Oh dear. Concept coming from intellectual, one getting on. Well, concept could be idea. Coming from intellectual. Ah, yeah, so maybe it's a word for a concept. We have to start with a word for intellectual, and then somebody, one getting on could be like a pensioner, a senior citizen. It looks like it's going to end in probably TION, one getting on. Nope. Marsupial depositing droppings round old pile of rocks. Yeah, I wonder if it is a marsupial, not a kangaroo. We're going to have droppings maybe around, what's the old pile of rocks? A henge? Yeah, I don't get that at all. Rush around and celebrate health professionals' job. I think that must be, well, I was going to say nursing. Ah, yeah, so I think rush is run, and that gets turned around. And then if you celebrate, perhaps you sing. And so nursing must be the health professional's job. Hospital patients such as Rob Edwards and Phoebe Davis. Now, are they actual names of famous people in Britain? I don't recognize them. Hospital patients. A hospital could be H. Patients such as Rob. No. Like dissenter, quarrelsome right away. Well, right away, I'm thinking means to take an R for right away from a word for quarrelsome, and it's going to give an adjective that would describe a dissenter. But I don't see it. Pass by, please, in proper order. Let me pause and think of what that could be. Well, I did see the word order, immediately thought of an anagram. I was thinking we were going to have to anagram proper, but no, of course, we're anagramming please. If you put that in the proper order, you get elapse, which means to pass by. And finally got another one. South American writers beginning to exploit what readers of thrillers want. Well, I'm immediately thinking of suspense is what readers of thrillers want. I do see we have pens in there. So our South is S and very tricky. You know, South American could be SA, but we have to separate. American is US. Writers are pens, and then the beginning letter of exploit is an E. Type of cake made with lemon but no egg is unusual. Oh, that's a good clue. I presume it's, well, no, maybe it is a word for unusual. Maybe it is a type of cake made with lemon and we remove EGG. Meringue. Yeah, I don't get it. All right, back to the Downs. Rock and rubble finally dumped on specific place. Yeah, maybe it's a word for rock and we have to remove an E. Rubble finally is dumped from it to get a specified place. No, old people in Australia in uniform. Wow. Uniform can be even, but I don't see how that would be old people in Australia. It's not a hidden clue, AINU. I don't think that's a word. No. Financial allowances for dumped lovers. Well, that might be appropriate, or no, actually maybe very inappropriate for Valentine's Day when this video comes out. Financial allowances for dumped lovers. It's probably just some clever double definition. Oh, dumped maybe overturned, reversed word for lovers. No, it could get you drenched. Could possibly. No, being very delicate punishes attempt to provide humor. Being very delicate, is that the definition? Punishes attempt. No. Bombs descending on horrible place, making one pale of hue. Yeah, I've just keep thinking of John Betjeman, come friendly bombs and fall on Slough, which of course then borrowed by Morrissey, but or stolen if you prefer. Yeah, funny having the G as the second. I'm thinking it must be AG. Could be EG. I think the definition is going to be one pale of hue, but it might be in a funny way. And maybe then the wordplay is bombs descending. Is that reversed? On a horrible place, so it could be a sty or... Yeah, one pale of hue. Let me pause and try and think of that. No, I'm not getting anything for that at all. All right, how about Jewish teacher? Oh, I immediately think rabbi. And Irish father talked a lot. Well, the Irish father is the great Father Ted, and together gives you rabbited, talked a lot. Reformer, finding murderer, full of love, oddly. Oh dear. Yes, so the murderer is Cain from the Bible, and he finds or includes, or sorry, no, he is full of the odd letters of love, the L and the V, to give John Calvin, a religious reformer. All right, amphibians with little energy, feet start to stumble. Oh, there are, I think, is it baby newts are called efts, I think. So little energy is E, feet are FT, and the starting letter of stumble, the S. I believe that's right. Information, female, set out in book. Ooh, maybe it is a book. Could it be a book of the Bible? Maybe we start with a word for information that has an F, but the female is set out. We remove the F. Yes, the information are facts, and minus the F, we get the Acts of the Apostles, I think is the full title. All right, like dissenter. Ooh, yeah, quarrelsome right away. I think fractive. It might be a word for quarrelsome, and then without the R. Oops. No, it's not factive. Factious. There we go. Fractious and yeah. I knew I wasn't quite right. You could probably tell by my voice. Anyway, I think that's factious, I believe. Somebody who tends to start factions. Ooh, what is this? Hospital. Okay, so it's not an H. Oh, could it be a well-known hospital patients such as Rob Edwards and Phoebe Davis? All right, I'm going to look up Wikipedia to see if these are real names or not. Well, I found Rob Edwards easily enough. A footballer and football manager, Welsh originally, managed Luton. And Phoebe Davis, there's a woman who was in a reality program. So I don't know if that is, she seems pretty minor celebrity to be mentioned in a crossword. So I'm thinking it's wordplay, perhaps. Well, but yeah, BLC. We do have a B in Phoebe, but there can't be too many words that are going to fit this. I think I'm fairly confident in those three letters. Yeah, I'm thinking the L and the C go together. But yeah, hospital patients. Yeah, I'm not saying it at all. All right, I've looked at everything once, I believe. I do have an extra E, not very helpful, I think. Oh no, I had that E already, didn't I? Oh my goodness, I don't know where to go. It could get you drenched. Could possibly. I'm thinking the last part means that could maybe is an example, like a conditional noun or verb. What is it going to end in? URSE, URST. Oh, I get it now. I was just thinking it might end in URST and thought of burst. And see, it's one of these where the answer could be read as a cryptic clue for the word could. If cloud, C-L-O-U-D, bursts, then it would spell out could. And a cloud burst could get you drenched. I like that. So now, yeah, so body, I'm thinking body something. Hospital patients such as Rob Edwards and Phoebe. Yeah, I'm wondering if you swap around like Rob Davis and Phoebe Edwards. Are they famous? I don't recognize them either. I do like Body, otherwise Bide, Bade, Biddle, Battle. Yeah, Body Lockers, Body, something like that. Is that a word? I don't know. All right, I was completely perplexed by that one, so I gave up and I went to wordplays.com, enter those four letters, and the answer apparently is bed blockers. I don't know, is that a term in Britain, maybe for somebody in a hospital occupying a hospital bed, that they're a bed blocker? But don't they deserve to be in the bed? And then what's that got to do with Rob Edwards and Phoebe Davis? I don't know. We'll have to look at 15 squared for that one. All right, so being very delicate punishes attempts to provide humor. Now, I wonder if it could be something spun, maybe like it's something being very delicate, not homespun, but something. But then it's going to be a word for punishes, and then a pun. I do like that, but I don't know what these. Let me pause and run through the alphabet. I think it is like a spider's web or some silk might be fine spun and finds a pun. All right, I like that. Here's our type of cake made with lemon but no egg is unusual. Maybe it is a type of cake. Maybe there's some wordplay and unusual might be telling us to anagram lemon but no egg. I don't know what that means. All right. I think it's probably going to be INN. Type of cake. No, I don't see it. And here is our one pail of hue. The question mark worries me that there might be something funny going on. Ego. No age. Something. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be AGG, but I don't think so now. Could it be bombs? I paused there to clear my throat and I thought of eggshell, which would be a pale hue. So, yeah, I think one pale of hue certainly makes you think of the person or thing that is pale, but I suppose an eggshell itself is generally pale, although there's usually two different shades you can buy at the supermarket. That's if you can find eggs at all. They're in short supply here in the US. All right, so how does the word play? The horrible place is obviously hell. Bombs? I don't quite get bombs and eggs. Yeah, I don't understand that. Oh, what's this type of cake? Not fennel. Might be a British cake that I'm barely aware of, but or is it a word for unusual? Again, I'm going to run through the alphabet. Ah, I looked at it again and I thought, oh, an egg can represent the letter O just as a bagel or a donut can. So lemon without an O is Lemn, and then is I thought might give us the other two letters. And then I remember there is something called simnel cake. I seem to remember reading about it in some historical context. Was something smuggled in a simnel cake, or am I thinking of somebody named Simnel in British history? Um, I want to say Bonnie Prince Charlie, but I don't. Oh no, he snuck away dressed as a woman, didn't he? But anyway, we'll check it at 15 squared, and I'm sure they will explain it all. All right, so the bottom, more or less, bottom half is all right. Ah, so this does look like some kind of roux, doesn't it? A marsupial depositing droppings round old pile of rocks. Yeah, I don't. So maybe you start with kangaroo and it drops something, and then but it goes around an extra O, perhaps. I'm wondering if there's some like Greek ruin, something like the Acropolis. Um, no. All right. What? Oh, what is that going to end with? I'm thinking Ctian. Ah, yeah, maybe it's yes, a word for somebody of a certain age, like a centenarian, octogenarian. No, no, I think they all end in Aryan, right? Nonogenarian, or um, one getting on. Oh no, yeah. So actually, I'm thinking one is I, and that gets on. I'm wondering if a concept could be. I was going to say intellection, like an intellect. No, so but we need some other word for an intellectual, probably ending in CT. Autodidact, and it's going to mean a concept. What is that? No, don't see it. All right, that was the one we started with, our beetle to raise the spirit, maybe like a seance or something. Is there some verb for that? And then add an R to get a beetle word. I may have to look up the Wikipedia page on beetles. Certain amount, then play around. No. Chap preparing for the match, maybe? No. And dog give and drink. Let me pause and just think about dog breeds that might fit that. All right, I did have to resort to wordplays.com again, but yeah, broadcast in the past tense might be aired, and the drink that comes up time and again is ale, and that gives us an Airedale. All right, oh, so now our old people In Australia, could be just A, I think, or AU, or of course could be Oz, but maybe that A is part of Australia, and then in uniform. Yeah. Old people might be aged, but I don't see how that would fit in Australia in uniform. Let's go ahead and check that one. No, all right. Seemed too good to be true. All right, how about our financial allowances for dumped lovers? Oh, dumped lovers might be exes. I don't know though how that would be financial allowances. Let's check that one. All right, that one is right, but don't understand why. And it gives us a terrible letter for here. Opposition of French chap preparing for the match. Is there a French man's name that it would fit in there, and then something for a match might be a game? Don't see it. Yeah, I should definitely be able to come up with this word for a concept. We have to put an intellectual. Let me pause and ponder that one. I had to go to word plays one more time, and I think it's abstraction, and so intellectual is not the person, but maybe the adjective. An intellectual thing might be an abstract thing, something of the intellect. All right, does that help me? Not really. Certain amount of energy. Oh, maybe it ends in an anagram of play, then play around, which I think would have to be APLY, and it would mean certain, I think, but I don't know any words ending in APLY. Oh, unless it could be an E, although that still doesn't seem very probable. And then our marsupial would begin with an L. Old pile of rocks. Yeah, I'll pause, I'll give it a thought, but yeah, I'm not too hopeful. No, I have no idea. I even looked up units of energy. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this one. Wow, there's a word. Well, I feel at least a little vindicated that it does end in, well, an anagram of play, but not the one I thought it would be. Enthalpy. Ah, so it's an anagram of then play. Wow, but enthalpy. Never heard that word before. I don't know. How many of you have heard of that? That seems a little tricky. Anyway, let's carry on as if nothing happened. Beetle, now beginning with E. I should have thought of scarab, but of course that's not going to help now. E. Yeah, something to do with entomology or to raise the spirit of driver ultimately. Could it mean ultimately, like ending or something like that? No. And then I'm thinking this is either teeter or totter, walk unsteadily with somewhat odd legs. Yeah, I still don't see that. I do like totter, I suppose. Seems to make more sense to me. I think either way it is going to end in ER, so yeah, one down, man, drop to ground. Well, it's not my fellow anyway. Man, of course, could be a verb as into man, something to staff it. Drop to ground. I wonder if the monarch once could be Edward Rex and dropped to ground. Some four-letter word ending in E. But then man is going to be ending in EER. It's possible, of course. I suppose the king monarch ones could be Alfred, Rex, AR, uh, EAR, man. No, I don't see it. What would a T do there? Rock and rubble finally dumped on unspecified place. No. And here's our, maybe there's some other marsupial I'm not thinking about. But old pile of rocks, is there a famous pile of rocks in Britain or? Yeah, I'm really baffled by today's crossword. Pascal has definitely been more than a match for me. All right, well, let me try and finish out the top right by going to word plays and finding possible words for here. Ah, I had one part of this at least, a chap preparing for the match. Well, it's not the bridegroom. Before he is the bridegroom, he is the fiance. And of in French, of course, de. Well, de. And that gives us defiance as opposition. All right. Oh, maybe this is AINU. I think I had said that earlier, but let's try it. Old people. I don't know this word, or is it an abbreviation? Yeah, it must be old. Oh, it could be an old tribe, I suppose. But I've never heard of the Ainu, if that's how you pronounce it. All right, I think this is probably the next one to fall. So I'll give it a minute's thought and then I'll look it up at wordplays.com. Well, apparently there is a marsupial called a potaroo. We may have had it before. It isn't completely unfamiliar to me, but so the droppings are poo, and they go around O for old, and a pile of rocks could be a tor. We see that word a lot. Sometimes it's just defined as a hill. Here today it's a pile of rocks. All right, so I'm thinking this is going to end in site for a specified place. Rubble finally. So maybe rock is the definition, and is that the verb rock? Or some kind of rock, like a composite or a... you know what? I'm just going to reveal this one. I'm glad I did. So and is literally and. Wow. And E is the rubble finally. And so we've another word. Wow. I wonder if Pascal was trying to win a bet today by getting in as many unlikely words as possible. Goodness gracious me. All right, that leaves our... Oh, this is probably going to be another terrible... Oh, by the way, do we have a pangram? I just spotted we have the X and a V, but no, I don't think we had a Q, did we? So I don't think so. I suppose there's still time. All right, a beetle. I think beetle, of course, could be a verb too, to move quickly, to beetle around, to raise the spirit. Of drivers, yeah, so I think it's going to end in an R, and we're going to have something for to raise the spirit of, which maybe is a reversal, although it's an across clue, so I don't think raising necessarily means reversing here. No, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal this one too. I've just elater. Well, to raise the spirit, I think, would be to elate. My goodness, what is it? Let me pause and look that one up. Well, I find two meanings for elater. Well, this is an American dictionary, so one of which is a type of beetle, but another is some kind of structure that forces the dispersal of spores, so something in a plant, I think. Wow. Oh, and I didn't notice, by the way, that andesite put paid to my totter. So of course it must be toddle, as in the way a toddler walks. Well, I suppose a toddler is called that because they toddle. All right, so it's a hidden clue within somewhat odd legs, as simple as that. All right, maybe this is feller. I'm just going to put in feller and check this. It is right. Oh dear, what a day. And tomorrow's Friday. Hopefully they'll take pity on us after this one. Yikes, so man, I don't know if feller, is it just accepted as slang for being a man, a fellow, a feller? Dropped, yeah, I think I even said it could be fell, and then I wanted it to be fellow, O-W, but it was feller. Yeah, don't like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and check all. Everything's still there. All right, let's see if other people had as much trouble as I did. All right, the blog today is by Peter O. Pascal gives us a helping of unusual words, perhaps more generous than usual for him. Well, how generous of him. But as usual, with sound and not impenetrable wordplay. Oh, I love that British understatement. All right, I have quite a few written down, of course, but yeah, later. Yeah, genus of click beetles and a jorum for me. Yeah, somebody explained that to me once before in the comments, so I think some word that you really only know because you see it in the crossword. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Then I followed all of these. Oh no. Oh, hold on, he is rodent. Ah, so they must have changed it at some point. Am I crazy, or didn't it say marsupial? Maybe I am going crazy. Anyway, then maybe somebody alerted them and they decided, yeah, marsupial would be a better definition than rodent. All right. Bed blockers. The definition describing people, often elderly, who remain in hospital because of the lack of alternative care. All right. The wordplay comes from hidden. Oh, because those names are blocking bed. Ah, all right. Well, I'm a little relieved we weren't expected to know who this reality star was. All right, and then Simnel. Oh, it's the fruitcake associated with Mothering Sunday. All right. So feller is just a man. Okay. Uh, Enthalpy, some scientific term, I suppose. Andesite is a rock. Good Lord. Ainu. Oh, it's an ethnic group in Japan and Russia. All right. Oh, and X's is an abbreviation for expenses. I have never heard of that. Maybe that's common in Britain. I have to do my X's, meaning I have to do my expenses. Could cause confusion, I suppose. All right, eggs is bombs. I don't know in what sense bombs, as in a comedian bombing, or as in somebody dropping bombs. Yeah, don't get that at all. And then I think I understood the other, and then an eft is a newt. Okay, an eft becomes a newt. All right, now Dr. Watson, not as difficult as it appeared at first. Oh, apparently they cover enthalpy in the A levels. Oh, and yeah, is Toddle missing a hidden indicator? Oh, yeah, and the somewhat includes the T from Toddle. I think that's a good point. Yes, me. Never saw that abbreviation for expenses. Challenging, but very fair. Yeah. It's a kangaroo rat. That's not the same as saying it's a rodent. Oh, but some people say, yeah, maybe anyway. A symmetrical playtext in some, and then you have to separate. Yes, that does make sense. Thank you, Frankie G, for that. I'm just like, if Feller was a tad unfair, there was no indication of a slang term. A typical example of this setter's work. When I read that, I know they're not a fan. The fact that the obscurities are fairly clued is irrelevant to me. Hunting around to check answers. Oh, we all have gaps in general knowledge, but is it really necessary to throw in so many complete unknowns? Yeah, I think I do agree with Ufi Prosser. I didn't think I'd be saying that today. Um, yeah, I just thought there were too many obscure things, and I do think that Feller should have been indicated in some way. Then I think I was on the right lines with fell, and if I knew it was slang, I think I would have gotten Feller. All right, well, anyway, you can't win them all. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. Have a great day and happy Valentine's Day.